Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive deep into the mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Bubble Master 82. Thanks for the suggestion, Bubble. You asked, why do fish school together? If you've ever watched a nature documentary, or even just stood near an aquarium long enough, you've probably seen those mesmerizing, swirling masses of fish moving as if they're all sharing a single brain. It's like an underwater flash mob, but instead of dancing to Uptown Funk, they're just avoiding death. So today, we're breaking down why fish school together, how they pull off those perfect formations, and whether or not they have secret underwater dance captains calling the shots. Let's dive in, right here on Explaining Everything. First things first, why do fish even bother sticking together? Well, imagine you're a tiny fish, just minding your own business, swimming along, when suddenly, bam! A hungry shark shows up. If you're alone, congratulations, you're now sushi. But if you're in a school, that shark suddenly has to make a decision. Which fish to go for? There are so many, and they're moving fast. The result? Confusion, hesitation, and a fishier version of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Predators hate when their food plays hard to get. Schooling creates an illusion, like a giant, shape-shifting superfish that makes it difficult for predators to single out a target. Some fish even pull off coordinated bait ball maneuvers, swirling into a giant sphere to make themselves look like one massive creature. It's the underwater version of standing really close to your friend and saying, "We're actually one person." So, in short, schooling equals less chance of becoming dinner. Now, if you've ever tried to walk through a crowded mall during the holidays, you know that moving in sync with a bunch of people is impossible. Someone stops randomly. Another person cuts you off. Chaos. And yet, fish somehow never crash into each other. How? Fish have a built-in proximity sensor called the lateral line. This is a row of specialized cells running along their bodies that can detect movement, pressure changes, and the flow of water. Think of it as the world's most advanced traffic system. With this, fish can feel what their neighbors are doing and instantly adjust their speed and direction without actually needing to look around. It's like if humans had Wi-Fi connected brains that prevented them from bumping into strangers on the sidewalk. So no, there's no lead fish yelling, "All right, guys, left turn in 3, 2, 1. It's all reflexive and happens in real time. Now, safety and coordination are cool, but let's be real. Some fish just like hanging out. Schooling isn't just about survival, it's also a social behavior. Young fish often learn from older fish by sticking close and following their movements. It's like a fish mentorship program where the experienced swimmers show the newbies how not to get eaten. And let's not forget that swimming in schools actually makes movement more efficient. Fish can draft off one another like cyclists in a race to reduce water resistance and save energy. Less effort, more distance. It's the underwater equivalent of carpooling. So really, fish school together for the same reason humans form social groups: to survive, to learn, and because doing things alone is just way harder. At this point, you might be thinking, wait, I've seen fish that swim alone. And you're right. Not all fish are into the whole group thing. Some prefer solitary life, like betters, aka fighting fish, anglerfish, and your one introverted friend who hates parties. Then there are shoaling fish, which are different from schooling fish. Shoaling just means they hang out in groups, but they don't necessarily move in perfect formation. It's like the difference between a military parade and a bunch of people chilling at a park. But for fish that do school, the benefits are undeniable. It's safer, easier, and way more fun than going solo. Alright, so we've covered why fish school together, but how do they make it look so effortless? Well, scientists have studied schooling behavior for years, and it turns out fish follow 3 basic rules when moving in a group. First, stay close, but not too close. No one likes that one fish that invades personal space. Second, swim in the same direction as your neighbors. Don't be that guy going the wrong way in a crowd. Third, match speed. Slowpokes and speedsters throw everything off. These simple rules, combined with their lateral line sensors, allow fish to move in total harmony. No leader, no instructions, just pure instinct. Imagine if humans operated like this. Traffic jams would disappear, dance floors would look incredible, and no one would ever need to yell, "Walk in a straight line" at a field trip again. So to recap, why do fish school together? It keeps them from being eaten, it makes swimming easier, and lastly, it's a social thing. Learning, teamwork, and survival all rolled into one. And honestly, it just looks really cool. Next time you see a school of fish, take a moment to appreciate the flawless coordination they pull off without even trying. Meanwhile, we humans still trip over our own feet, walking up the stairs. If you enjoyed today's video and learned why our little underwater friends majestically swim together, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.